Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the open debate. This is your host, Jogen Nameirakpam, for today, hosting the open debate. Manipur has been under turmoil for the past 14 months with violence which sparked off on May 3 last year. Several people have lost their lives, numerous houses have been burned down. Still, many missing people remain untraced till date. People of Manipur have been raising their voices, demanding for early peace in the state. However, there still remains a far dream for the people of the state. In more demands for bringing back peace and normalcy in the state, COCOMI called for a mass rally on 28 June under the banner Save the State Rally. COCOMI urged each and every one from the state, people from all walks of life, from all the sections of the state, society, even the MLAs, to take part in the rally. However, unfortunately, only 2 elected representatives of the state were seen taking part in the rally. So, the topic for today's open debate is 48 members, MLAs, remaining aloof from COCOMI'S Save Manipur rally. To discuss and share the views on this topic, we have with us 3 resource persons. Joining with us today on this open debate is first Tamil Junior Luwang.
Thank you.
Supreme Court of India's advocate. And next on the line we have Bureau Chief of UNI, Tamo and Satyajeet. Welcome to the show, Tamo.
Thank you.
And last but not the least, sharing with us again on this show is Rinku Khumukcham, editor of Times, Imphal Times. Welcome to the show, Tamo. To begin with the show, I would first like to put the opening session for Rinku. Tamo, Congress and inter-bloc leaders have been very vocal in setting their voice about the state's current burning situation. However, but no political leader of the state participated in the COCOMI'S rally, except for Wangkai AC and then Sabam Nishikanta and Jason Kumar. So does this show that the comments and the pledges made by the leaders voicing for bringing back peace and normalcy in the state is nothing but a clear sign of drama? No, please mark your comment here. I think Tamorinko's sound has been put on mute. Tamorinko, kindly check the sound.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear now.
Okay, it will be not right to assume that the non-participation of some of the MLAs and perhaps many of the MLAs during the COCOMI'S rallies that was held recently on 28th of July, is their negligence towards the issues of Manipur. Everybody is starting of this, irrespective of the MLAs or representatives of the people, other than 10 MLAs, everyone is very concerned about what is happening in the state of Manipur. For the last 14 months, we have been in turmoil, people have been killed, and many are being displaced. Everyone is very concerned, and everyone is talking about this, and everyone is working from their own perspective on how to resolve the issue. And most of the MLAs, being the leaders of the people, they too work in their own ways to how to solve this matter. So coming back to your question, why not all the MLAs are participating in this COCOMI'S rally? Let me be very frank that it is not only the Congress MLA that has not participated in this rally, but also the BJP ruling MLAs that were not participating in the rallies. Of course, the India partners, Mr. Arun, who is a JDU MLA, recently joined the BJP. So he came and he participated along with the people in his own way. It is not the party's decision to come and participate, but it is his will that he participated in. At the same time, independent MLA Mr. Nishikanta too came there and joined with the public. He shows his sentiment regarding the issues of Manipur and his desire to resolve this issue, his desire to end this turmoil as soon as possible. And regarding the MLAs, we already know that the call for a mass rally was on 26th of July that the COCOMI announced. COCOMI is an apex body. A lot of civil society are a component of this COCOMI, and they work together for a same goal, and they work together for the integrity of Manipur. They work together for, bring a restoration of peace in the state. So when they announced, at that time, many of the MLA are in Delhi. Most of the MLAs, have been in Delhi, to either lobby to the MPs and the political leaders there to resolve the issues of Manipur. And perspective may be different, the opinion may be different, the way they approach the leaders may be different, but the goal is same. They bought a party who have been there, who have been in Delhi, camping in Delhi. They want to resolve the issues of Manipur. That means the goal is same, but the way they go, that some are lobbying to the may have been lobbying to their opposition India bloc, or some may have been lobbying to the ruling bloc, and some may have been against the Manipur government, or some may have been supporting the Manipur government, and might have requested the central government to give more power to do something which is meaningful and which is effective to resolve the issue, as we have never seen any effective measures taken so far by both the central and the state government. And when I talk about state government, definitely it is the central government that has to help the state government. So the non-presence of the MLAs, we don't see any differences, because a lot of people, even though the MLAs may not have been present because of their inconveniences, like when it announces, when the public rally was announced, it was only 2 days, and they have been camping at Delhi, and some might have been already taken the flight ticket for going to Delhi. This might have been the problem, and it is the rally really means that it is for the integrity of Manipur, it is for the people of Manipur. Everyone would have supported it, and we have seen many people disregarding of the political parties, disregarding of the civil society organization who are here in Manipur, that have different opinion. But when it comes to the integrity of Manipur, when it comes to the resolving to the issues of Manipur, everyone does not have any differences. Everyone like this. Everyone want to restore the lost normalcy here. So I don't see any we cannot speculate anything at the moment, because everyone loves Manipur. I'm talking about those who have been missing this rally. We were talking about the MLAs. So except for the 10 MLAs who have been demanding a separate administration, each and every of the MLAs, irrespective of opposition and ruling party, they love Manipur, and definitely it might have been their own difficulties that they do not join this rally.
Thank you for the insight, Tamo. I would like to next come to our Tamo Junior Luwang. Tamo, with regard to the imposition of Article 355 in the state, there has been very vague scenario with no clear statements either from the state or the central government. However, if we consider the imposition of the Article 355 in the state, and seeing the central huge masses of central forces being deployed in the state, so what are the legal aspects that we can see from this? Please comment, Tamo.
Yeah, thank you. Before I answer your question, let me just give a comment on what Rinku just said. I mean, overall, I think I subscribe to his opinion about all the elected MLAs, everybody in Manipur, more or less, wanting peace and wanting tranquility in the state of Manipur. But again, there are two narratives on the purpose of their visit to Manipur. One, of course, is as announced by the head of the state and the chief minister. I mean, of course, head of the state is under the law, the governor.
Yes.
But going by a statement, it seems to be some kind of a attempted lobby by our MLAs to, with our central leaders, to resolve the issue once and for all. I mean, we've been here for a long time. That seems to be the narrative which emanates from the power who are there in Manipur. I mean, of course, from the top level, top strata. But going by the media narrative, I mean, of course, the media guys, keep on collecting the information from every nook and corner. There seems to be some kind of a hidden agenda behind the visit. Maybe there is some kind of a attempt or some kind of effort to change the political dispensation in Manipur in whatever way it is. It could be 356 or it could be some kind of a replacement somewhere. I can't fathom what exactly it could be. That's the two different narratives that have come to the media. One. Now coming to your question about Article 355 and 356. See, it has been going around for a long time. I mean, it's not today or yesterday that the government has either invoked or invoked Article 355. But officially, there is no paper or document which says that Article 355 has been officially invoked in Manipur. But the ground reality is a little different. I mean, we have a head of the command, the armed forces, not being the chief minister, but I think there is one Kuldeep Singh holding being the head commander of the armed forces. That I think is a huge change, and that has every resemblance of Article 355 having been invoked in Manipur. So maybe that there is some kind of dichotomy in that. The dichotomy is that in most occasions, I would say that 355 is always followed by the declaration of emergency under 356. Now the problem with the present dispensation is that it will be difficult for the present central government or the party in power. Of course, is NDA, but BJP being the major component of it. They may not like to be seen as acting against their own party, which is BJP, which rules Manipur, because of political considerations. One consideration being that there are state elections coming up in Haryana and in Maharashtra, and other states I think follow. So when they dismiss their own government, it gives some kind of a political weakness to the people at large. I mean, it is not hard top, a party at the center dismissing their own government in one state, except for one occasion. I think Indira Gandhi did it in Punjab. That's long time before. So it generally doesn't happen. I mean, had there been a Congress government at the center and the BJP had ruled Manipur, obviously the Manipur government would have been out of the work for a long time back. I mean, that's a political thing. So as I said, 355 and 356 are twin sisters or brothers. 355 has never been invoked alone. In whatever circumstance, you talk about Gujarat, you talk about any other place where violence had taken place, it has never been shown, it has never been done. So 355 has never been invoked alone. It's always 355 followed by 356 or simultaneously most of the time. So that is what is the situation for all this while. I mean, since India became independent. So it's very unlikely that the center will officially invoke 355 unless until they want to go for 356. Again, as I said, that the scenario in Manipur has every remnant of 355 having been invoked long time. At the ground level, it is 355 operating.
Yes, with all the
even
being deployed in
I don't know. I have heard it from some reliable sources that even the governor, I mean, herself has been taking a lot of interest in governing the state in terms of law and order maintenance. It could be a coincidence, or it could be a precursor to something that could come up in Manipur. I mean, the Home Minister calling the governor alone to Delhi and taking her feedback. I don't know what kind of feedback was taken, but generally before going for 356, the governor is always consulted, because as per the constitution, the breakdown of the constitution machinery or the government machinery in a state is a ground for 356.
So maybe,
so maybe it could be a good feedback or a bad feedback, but as I said, it could be coincidental also that the governor was called, apparently she had given her feedback to the Home Minister. And then I think there also was a meeting of the people who are in charge of law and order in Manipur. I mean, the army chief would be. I mean, he's not the army chief as on today, but he's in line. That's the successor to the present one. Maybe the government is assessing all the pros and cons of going for a legal remedy. Could be this 355 official alone, or maybe it could be otherwise, or it could possibly be also some kind of a change in the political hierarchy. I mean, the government hierarchy. So that's, I mean, I would say that your guess is as good as mine. So that's something which we have to really watch and see in the days and the weeks to come.
Tamo, here I would like to further ask that what will be the legal outcome and the things which we can expect as a public if Article 355 is imposed in toto?
Yeah, as I said, the law and order goes to the central government. The law and order situation in Manipur will be fully controlled by the government. By the central government, the army will have a full sway on what to control, what not to control, what to act, what not to act in different circumstances. So that's as good as a part of the government of Manipur vis-a-vis law and order having gone to the central government. So that's the legal implication. But as far as 356 is concerned, which is declaration of emergency, and then imposition of president's rule. I mean, as we understand it in common terms, it could be a permanent dismissal, or it could be they keep it under suspension once the 6 months period is over, or maybe earlier if law and order problem improves, and then it comes back. The same government comes back with or without changes. So those are the possibilities. But it's more to do with politics rather than to do with law. Under law, there are different possibilities, and those possibilities would have come into existence by now. But it is only I mean, who takes the decisions as to we go for 356 or 355 simultaneously, or 355 alone? That's political decision, which Amit Shah has must be aware of and must be assessing and see how things would turn out to be. But as I said earlier, that they also will see the political implications of a central rule or a ruling central government political party dismissing or having seen as taking any kind of action against a state government ruled by its own political party.
Its own
so these are all politics and the political implications being assessed and being considered by the party in power. NDA is what BJP has alone has around 230 MLAs, MPs. So they must be seeing more of political implications, less of legal implications. Because legally they can do a lot of things, but again, in different circumstances, and most circumstances being political.
Political side is on the upper hand.
It's mostly this is all politics. It's mostly politics, and of course they also consider the legal aspects. But as I said, a lot of things can be done, could have been done. But it's more of politics, less of legal options.
Thank you, Tamo, for the insight. Next, I would like to come to Tamo Satyajeet. Tamo, recently rumors have been going around pertaining to the change of CM of the state. And recently, in an event, Dr. Sapaman's and Health Minister commented that there is no such plans for change of CM of the state currently. So can we assume that the center and state relation has not been on good terms lately? Kindly comment on that.
First of all, any chief minister or any head of the state can be changed. The governor, whether the chief minister, the prime minister, the president, the speaker, anybody can be changed. But they have to follow a certain rule, rules and regulation. And in the previous term, that is Modi 2, you must have seen that lots of chief ministers were changed, especially in Gujarat and some other states. So as Manipur is going through a crisis, and as we are seeing a situation where the administration has not been able to control the problem, bring law and order under control. So people thought that there might be some changes, and there have been certain political developments, because now the crisis, we have seen that it is almost 14 months now, and there was a meeting of the ruling party. It was convened by the chief minister. As per media report, and as per media report, there were some of the legislators from the ruling party, that's BJP and NPF. They went to Delhi and they started lobbying to meet the prime minister. And so there have been lots of reports. And at that particular time, there was a TV channel from Guwahati-based TV channel. They also reported there might be a change.
Yeah, change. CM of the state.
These are all speculations, because we have to see to that the actual decision is taken from New Delhi. If you look at the political history of whether it's Congress or BJP, even though we say India is a democratic country, we still follow the high command structure. High command, even during the Congress time also, the high command structure is very popular. Even now BJP has come. BJP used to criticize the high command structure, I mean, at various levels. They said it is a replication of the system followed by the Nazis. Because it is not pure democracy. It is not democracy in toto. In democracy, the MLAs, the legislators are supposed to choose their leader. But what we are seeing in India is, we are seeing a trend where they are not chosen by the legislators, but they are chosen from the top. And in India also, since we follow the multi-party system, for if you look at the some countries like US, they have two-party system, and they choose the president directly. It is direct election. Whereas in India, even a member of parliament, anybody can become a prime minister if he or she is not even elected. You see in the case of P.V. Narasimha Rao, Dr. Manmohan Singh, they can be from either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. So in India, the political party, the high command structure, we can expect anything, and we cannot predict anything. It's largely a confusion. And if we divert from it, why such situation, we are discussing such a situation, is because we are saying that there is some sort of apathy. If you look at today's discussion in Parliament, Manipur was discussed. It was raised by the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi raised it, but he was interrupted by the speaker. He said that you should not say anything which is not he should not use unparliamentary words. So there was some confusion, and Mahua Mitra also spoke very well. And the issues they rose were is Manipur not a part of India? This is very important. This is very critical, because we are seeing that we are going through a phase where we see a height of irresponsibility. The president, if you look at the president's address, there was no mention about Manipur. And if you look at the president's address, it is supposed president whatever the president says, it is the policy of the government. It is drafted by the government. It is drafted by the
cabinet earlier.
Yes, it is drafted by the government. And if you look at it, it is supposed to be exactly what the government is doing, what it will do in the next 5 years. But if you look at the speech, you will see that it rather focuses on what the government did during the last 10 years. It is just like a progress report of what the government did during the last 10 years. So we feel that there has been a dereliction of duty from the part of the center in doing exactly whatever necessary to resolve the crisis. And if you look at the issue, silence is a symptom of apathy.
Yes.
Silence is, and you cannot expect silence from those who are supposed to act. You can expect silence from the common citizen, you can expect silence from anybody, but you cannot expect silence of action or thought.
Those who are meant to do.
From those who are supposed to act. And they are holding their position as enshrined in the constitution. They are the executive. The executive is supposed to execute. We are common citizens. We can remain silent. But those who are sitting in the chair, they cannot remain silent. They are supposed to act. And if they do not act, then it is the height of irresponsibility. And in some countries, they have a system of plebiscite, referendum, where the people can recall the elected representatives, even the president, prime minister. In India, we have not heard of such a plebiscite or referendum. So I think the government of India, that is the present government of India, has done a great injustice to the people of Manipur by allowing such crisis to linger on. I think it is time that it acts. It is time that it does something. And in this aspect, about this silence, I would like to give two examples. The ostrich, the animal, it always hides its head when there's a crisis. And it assumes that by just hiding its head in the sand, it assumes that there is no problem. It just hides.
There's no threat, there's no danger.
There's no threat or such. This is a proverb. Then I remember another example, it was Lord Horatio Nelson. He was commanding a fleet. Then he was ordered by his superiors to withdraw. It was a siege of Copenhagen, I think. And then he was ordered to withdraw. But at that particular time, he didn't want to withdraw. But he was blind, one eye. But he looked using the one eye, he was blind, and he said that I don't see any threat, so I should go on. So these are the two examples, and what the government is doing is the example of the ostrich.
Yes, acting like an ostrich.
Just like an ostrich, and not following what Lord Horatio Nelson did.
Yeah.
So I think
taking the steps in a very prompt way. And to solve the problem and issue at hand.
Yes, and in this aspect, when Rahul Gandhi raised the issue that is Manipur not a part of India, it is extremely important because this is a region where we are seeing insurgency movement. We are seeing a lot of movement for right for self-determination. And even though Manipur was a powerful Asiatic kingdom, you will notice that there are lots of some ethnic groups who want to assert their identity through ethnic lines. Manipur, we have more than 34 communities, even though Manipuri is the lingua franca. We have more than 34 languages, but we have the Nagas. During the last about 20 years, we have seen lots of problem in Manipur because they were demanding expansion of Naga territory. Now we are seeing a cookie crisis, but we have more than 34. So I think the government of India should deal with the crisis in such a manner that such developments on ethnic lines increases. And you know, I would end by giving an example. If you look at the trend, it delegitimizes the system of governance. It delegitimizes the government, the police, the military, because even the army, even the police, they are divided on ethnic lines. The government has allowed the division of the people, the division of the system of administration, and if you look carefully, it is just like a mutiny. If you are in the military and if you own like on ethnic lines, it is mutiny, it is treason. So I think the government should not have allowed such things to have occurred. And by remaining silent for such a very, very long time, it has allowed, it has deepened the wounds.
Yes.
I mean, if it deepens the wound, I mean, and for example, if it was resolved during the first few days, it was only few days.
That could have been solved in a very
solved, even though
simple way.
And I think at this time has come for heads to roll, from the heads to roll, to make a drastic decision, because at the cost of those who are holding chairs, people cannot suffer. Yes. It is time that we do something so that people will start using the highways as national highways. And you know, if you look at the situation now, you will find that the state is divided on ethnic lines. It is the government has allowed the division on ethnic lines. You know, there may be divisions on other lines also.
Yes.
And at this juncture, it also creates another problem because you say if you do this, it has opened a Pandora box. Because in Nagaland, the ENPO problem, in Tripura, in Assam. So I think this is a bad trend. The government should act. It should act fast also, I think.
The people of the state also feel that they have been sidelined by the central government by not acting and then not not to act in time properly. This is what Tamo has commented. Thank you, Tamo, for the insight. Continuing with the debate, I will like to next come to Tamo Rinku. Tamo, as we have seen earlier in the to other sources as well, Union Home Minister Amit Shah visited the strife-torn state in the early period of the violence. During the time, he assured that he will come soon and then he will bring back peace and normalcy in the state. But that has not happened. And then recently, during his meeting with the state BJP President A. Sharda Devi, he again stated that they are examining the current scenario in the state and they are trying to end the violence. So, can we say that these are also just empty, hollow words, trying to just feed the small children with sweets? Please comment, Tamo. I think Tamo's sound is again on mute. Kindly check, Tamo.
I assume that you are asking me about the statement given by Mr. Amit Shah to State President A. Sharda Devi,
yes,
regarding bringing this. We are not sure. Nobody was allowed inside during the meeting. None of the pressmen were present. I think that was a kind of closed door meeting. You know, and no statement has been given by Mrs. Sharda Devi regarding the meeting to NATO. And if she gave also, it will be skeptical for us to believe in what she said, because we have been seeing this throughout the years, and you know, for 14 months. You have already told me that you know, at the beginning of this conflict, that was around May 30 or May 29. Mr. Amit Shah, the Home Minister, came here in the state, and then he visited both the Kankopi district and Imphal, trouble-torn area. He, you know, reviewed the security situation here. He met all the political party leaders, and you know, particularly with the Chief Minister. It's a kind of busy, you know, if there is something happened, the Home Minister, you know, it's something like something had happened, and they try to show that the central government has been doing everything it can to resolve the issue that had spark on May 3 here. So, after his commitment to the people of Manipur, that he will come back on 15, and after his appeal to the people of Manipur, both the warring communities, to stop violence, and you know, the violence continue beside the presence of heavy security. That is also Assam Rifles, who is under the Defense Minister, and Central Paramilitary Forces, who is also under him. You know, in the presence of you know, so many of them, nearly 70,000, 80,000. You know, we have been reporting the inflow of security personnel here in the state of Manipur, and you know, deployment of them in the periphery areas. So we have been hearing that. And when the Home Minister visited here, the very day itself, I think there was a firing triggered by the armed militant groups towards Meitei villages. We have heard about it. Besides its appeal, we already know that the Assam Rifles or the Central Paramilitary Forces, they act as per the directives of the central government. There is a Union Home Ministry or the Defense Ministry. You know, they act on their directives. When things could not be, when he appealed to both the warring community to stop firing each other, the firing happened, and it was escalated even more. After his, absence, like after his departure from Manipur, lots of firing again happened at all the surrounding area, at all the periphery villages, between this valley community and the Kuki-dominated area. So that definitely talks something which we do not understand, whether he was telling lie to the people, whether his appeal was sincere from his heart, or whether it was simply an indication to show that, there should be a direct division among these two communities. There should be, they are not going to interfere between the fights between these indigenous communities and foreign, illegal immigrants, people who have instigated this, people who have been living here for 200 or 100 years. Whether it was a kind of instigation to them, I do not understand, because it happens, and we have been seeing this for quite a long period. So to me, and another thing we have to remember is that after post this 18th Lok Sabha election, we know the number of BJP, MPs. There is around 240, I think, and that doesn't reach the absolute majority. There is a single majority. It doesn't reach it. It is simply a majority, and the government form now is a majority government with, and it is formed with the support of two, political parties. So, why I'm bringing this is that the strategy before this post Lok Sabha election and the pre-Lok Sabha election, it will be somewhat different. So that might be the reason. That on June 17, I think on June 17 there was the Home Minister had chaired a security review meeting along with all the top officials of central agencies and the Manipur, including Manipur DGP, which was appointed by him, not by the government of Manipur, and also the Minister Kuldeep Singh, which was sent by him. Under what provision we have been, surprising. But as of now, some times back, the Chief Minister of Manipur has indirectly talked to the media that he is not in the power. Article 355 has been involved, something like that. May not be directly, but indirectly he have told that, and that means that those two officials from the state of Manipur, there is the DGP and the Chief Secretary, and also the Security Advisor, they were present there in the review meeting, and the Chief Minister of Manipur, who is in charge of, who should have been in charge of the state of Manipur, either for the home, either for the administration or everything. He has not been summoned there. He has not been called there. He was not allowed to join that meeting. That was perhaps, it shows a signal from the central governments, that they are planning some strategy towards the state of Manipur, how to end and resolve this issue. But frankly speaking, any ideas of ending this violence without being, without any justice, justice without peace without justice is of no use. Any sort of solution without providing justice to the state of Manipur will be, it will flare up this violence more and more. Whether they change the leadership or whether they use force to, silence us, it will not make no difference as long as the idea of Manipur, if it has been disturbed, then there will be a lot of more trouble right at the moment, because of some of the leadership here in the government and so, where it seems like supporting the idea of Manipur and seems to know that Manipur has been merged to the Indian Union in 1949, recognizing the fact that if the state is merged to a state, then it should be protected. It has been, because Manipur was under the British rule, and India was also under the British rule, and when an independent kingdom merged to the Union of India, then then it cannot be the area, the territory of that specific state cannot be break down, segregated. It cannot be disturbed. That was written in the UTIP jury of international law. It is well known about that. We already know about this fact. And then if maybe they do anything they can, but still then now the opposition is very strong there in the parliament. The number is good. They can protest. They can raise their voice properly. Not unlike the previous government, where their number is absolute, where they can do anything, they can pass anything. Right at this in this 18th Lok Sabha, and I do not think that this any BJP or any other political party can make any decision which will not be satisfied to us, which will be different from the ideas of Manipur. So, frankly speaking, they may want to do something. So, because of that, only the security meeting was chaired by the Home Minister. And then, regarding the talk with as your specific question regarding the talk with this Mrs. Sarda Devi, I don't think that it might have been related with any of these issues, because there is a war, something going on in the BJP itself, because he might wanted to continue the post of BJP Manipur State Pradesh Congress for another term. Might be for that, she might have lobby about that, and I don't think that she would have time to discuss about the resolution, how to resolve the issue of Manipur, because I haven't heard anything from her on how, about her concerns to the present turmoil which is happening, which is haunting the people which is making suffer to all the people of Manipur.
Yes, Tamo. But in short, what the people of the state wants is justice to be served, justice to be done to all those who have been affected. Yes, Tamo, thank you for your insight. Continuing with the session, I would again like to come to Tamo Luwang. Tamo, the Indian system is such that if an FIR case is filed or lodged against an individual, there are the chances of his having a job in the government sector is less, very less. However, politicians with several FIR cases against them, they can become MLAs, MPs. And with regard to the village, VVS, volunteers of our state who have been fighting against the armed cookie groups, if FIR cases are filed against them, their future will be at stake. So are there any legal steps to save their future?
Whose picture?
Village volunteers. The village volunteers who have been guarding our territory, who have been fighting against the armed
right.
groups.
See, if as on today, it's mostly zero FIRs. Many times the accused names are not mentioned. When a mob comes, the specifics of the mobs are not identifiable. So it's all zero FIRs, but if any specific FIR is lodged against a particular village volunteer, of course it's a problem. It's a problem because it could be for grievous hurt, it could be for murder, or it could be a charge of say war against the state. So there are different sections of the erstwhile IPC, and there are similar provisions in the new act, which is a replacement of IPC. So of course, if specific charges are framed, if specific FIRs are framed against the village FIRs, and then of course to the other side also, whoever is found involved, if a FIR is lodged, then it could lead to charges framed. Then ultimately down the line it could be conviction also. If it's a conviction, then of course they are not allowed to take government jobs, depending on the gravity of the crime. These are realities, and of course, by an order or a judgment of 7 August 2023, a lot of trials are going on. The Supreme Court says that if it is a crime against women, investigate through the CBI. That too in a special CBI court, mostly in Assam. People were lobbying for Mizoram, and then Chusanpu, Imphal, this and that, and then a lot of implications are there, because accused in Imphal cannot go to Chusanpu, and accused in More cannot come down to Imphal.
Yes,
or an accused in Imphal cannot go to say Kangpokpi.
Yes.
So because of that, by the order of August 7, 2023, a lot of nitty-gritties have been thrust out by the Honorable Supreme Court, and then I see a lot of people from Manipur going to Assam also to face criminal trials. It's as much a problem for one community as it is for the other community. So it's community neutral. So a lot of affairs are being investigated, charges are being framed. This cannot be avoided. Once there is specific complaint naming an accused, naming the crime involved. But I think there is a that's the issue. See, there is a huge kind of a dichotomy in the whole say criminal justice system. Qua the normal people and qua the politicians. I would also like to deal with that. See, there is no bar as such on people facing a FIR applying for government jobs. It could be a problem in while facing interviews. The interviews board could exercise its discretion to give lesser marks with people with a criminal background. When I say criminal background, at that stage, I would say that the applicants facing FIRs or criminal charges, not convicted. If it is convicted, there is a different implication.
Yes.
Even say when it comes to the government employees, there is a set of rules called classification, control and appeals rules 1965. It's for the central government employees. Say part 10, rule 10, part 10, rule 10 of that of this set of rules, sub rule 2 basically says that if you have been in a police custody for say not less than 48 hours, and if you are government servant, central government servant, that's a ground for suspension. For suspension or from the government job. Now, of course, during suspension, an inquiry will take place, and depending on the findings of the inquiry committee, and then appropriate actions could be taken. Could be the suspension leads to dismissal, or could be the suspension will be dropped, depending on the findings of the committee. Now, this is what normally applies to people, people like you and me, who are not politicians. But when you come to the politicians, there is a different set of rules.
Yes.
I will talk about not only India but also other countries.
Yes, please.
Especially America. You see, there was a case called Lily Thomas versus Union of India. That is a precedent, a landmark judgment on the annals of Indian legal system or the Indian political system. Basically, that judgment of the Supreme Court says that if you are convicted and punished with not less than 2 years, then you are disqualified to continue operating in the political post or the maybe MLA or maybe MP, continuing further. That's what happened to Rahul Gandhi. A court in Gujarat convicted him for defamation because he said something like, why is it that people with surnames with Modi are involved in criminal offences, criminal charges, and then the defamation proceeding was launched, a criminal one. He was punished exactly, I think, 2 years, and then he resigned from the parliament till the sentence itself was suspended by the Supreme Court, and that was in 2019. So that is what the change in Indian legal system. But when you basically go for say candidature, and then there is less restriction. See, that's the dichotomy with the whole democratic system, not only in India but also in America. But if you see Donald Trump right now, see, he has been convicted in the Stormy Daniels case on 34 separate charges of felony, consequent upon the finding of a jury in New York. Still, he is on the table. He is contesting on the Republican Party. The legal system in America is that, of course, there is a different old rule which was invoked in some of the matter, when the state of Colorado took him from the ballot papers or debarred him from being a candidate. Then he went to the US Supreme Court. Then US Supreme Court basically says that a state judiciary cannot take out a national candidate from the national list, and that judgment was quashed. So ultimately, it is possible in America, even for a death penalty inmate, to contest the US president election, because democracy basically sometimes we is stretched beyond what we have conceptualized over the years. So the people are the ultimate power to either condone or to convict people. So test of your integrity, the test of your appropriateness for a public office basically lies with the people. So there's the dichotomy going on, not only in India but also in other countries also. So that's the whole narrative. But to your specific question on village volunteers,
yes.
There could be a lot of implications. I mean, which would get translated into executive actions or judicial actions from the state side as the days pass on, because ultimately, you know, the more the central forces or the central government takes charge of law and order, the more people will be arrested or prosecuted. So
cases will be filed against them
because that's part of the coercive action to be or likely to be taken by the central government, more so when Article 355 is officially announced, which is a little unlikely, as I said in the first part.
Yes.
So we have to be prepared. I mean, when I say we, I mean everybody in the state.
Yes, everyone.
For the long drawn, say, criminal accountability fixing system. It has to go on because the state has to be careful in ensuring that no guilty person goes unpunished. So that's the dictum.
Law must be same for all. Law must be applied to all in the same way.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But let's see what happens. Even in social media also, if you see that a lot of things are going on. You can't post inciting or irresponsible or communally sensitive say post in social media. Very recent development.
Yes.
There is this teacher from Birmingham University, London, and his social media name is, I think, Kautilya 3 or something like that. So he was basically posting a lot of materials which goes against the recorded history of Manipur. I mean, he also happened to be the super editor of Wikipedia. His name is some Reddy, but the surname is Reddy. I don't remember the full name.
Okay.
It came in NDTV today, I think yesterday, I suppose, that an FIR was filed by somebody in Manipur, and the police are looking for him. There is some kind of a lookout notice that has gone for him, and even his university, the Birmingham University, was attempted to be contacted, and of course, they couldn't be contacted, and the police is taking appropriate action. It's just a matter of time. Not only village volunteers who somehow have taken up arms for whatever reason we have, justification we have, but also people who are posting incendiary and inciting remarks,
violence and hatred, and then
and messages on social media.
Yes.
Ultimately,
everyone will
not everybody, but as much
all
as
those
possible,
who are involved.
Wherever there is concrete evidence, so there is likely to be police action in the times to come. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the legal advice and legal aspect, Tamo. And as there is a shortage of time, lastly, I would like to come to Tamo Satyajeet. Tamo, recently in today's program, in an event, Chief Minister N. Biren stated that the present conflict might not have occurred if the earlier leaders acted in a very true and well-versed way, precise way. And now CM N. Biren is facing difficulties in trying to change all the wrong deeds of the past leaders. So how can we look at this comment?
Jogen, I believe normally, you see, I remember a proverb. You say, if you are born poor, then it is a problem for you. But when you attain a certain age and you are still poor, then it is not a problem of your parents. It is your problem. So I think, and we are all legacy of the entire history that we have seen. And people, I think we should stop blaming others for problems that we are facing today. The post which which the Chief Minister is sitting, it is a legacy of the previous government. It is given by the Constitution. So we cannot keep on blaming our forefathers or our predecessors for every problems that we face today. I think we should speak in present tense, we should speak in future tense, and we should stop speaking in past tense. We can certainly discuss certain issues that need to be changed. We certainly can change some, we can certainly amend some of the constitution that are, you see, for example, today 3 criminal laws were introduced. The Chief Minister said that it is in tune with the changes.
Modern needs, according to
for example, we were just discussing about the changes. Earlier, there was no concept of social media. There was no concept of sending notice by WhatsApp, by Telegram. Now things have changed. So I think we should focus on the future. We should focus on the present, and whatever wrongs committed in the past, we cannot keep on blaming the past. And the other problem is some of the leaders, some of our forefathers whom we are blaming are no more now. They are no more here physically to defend themselves. I mean, and giving incendiary words, and putting out venoms on those who are no more present today. I think this is also something not acceptable. I mean, I'm saying that on my personal level, it is something else. And in this aspect, we have seen that the present, the government in the center, in the state also, they have a tendency to blame the past. So if you should look at the jokes, I mean, in social media platforms, I mean, there have been lots of crashes, then they had lots of buildings collapsed. I mean, yesterday also a bridge collapsed. So I think a particular fellow, he commented whether we should blame Nehru for the for the bridge, for the collapse of the bridge. So I think this is this is a bad tendency. But coming to the practical level, we have to see today that we are following a certain system. For example, Article 371, which is enforced in Manipur. Then there's the problem of the land laws. Then the issue of the districts. I mean, mostly done on ethnic lines. Then we have the problems of land laws, the revenues. There are certain laws that we need to change also.
In sync with the time.
In sync with the time, we have to do it. We should enforce it, but we should do by consulting the stakeholders. We should not force it on the people also, and we have to convince them also. For example, when Rishankar Singh was the Chief Minister, I still remember during a press conference, he said that we need a land law for the hills also, because people living in the hills, they are not able to take loans. Because if you want to take loans, it is for the bank will ask for land records. They will ask how many LIC or you have. On one ground you'll be giving. We should give the loans. So they need certain deposits also. So I think in sync with the times, we have to change the laws also. But I think we should stop blaming our ancestors or our predecessors also. I think we should move forward. And in this aspect, I would certainly say that the silence, because since we were discussing about the silence of the Prime Minister, silence of the President on the Manipur issue, I would say that the silence has allowed the crisis to linger on. And the silence is, has become very it has weaponized the society, and we were discussing in the previous question also, village volunteer force also, they were not born, they didn't want to take up arms also, they were compelled to take up arms.
Circumstances made them to take up
and
arms.
if the scenario also, there's something called amnesty also. For example, if you look at the scenario of Mizoram, the leaders of the MNF, they become chief ministers, former militants who fought against who waged against India, they also become chief minister also. And even those, for example, Kejriwal is in jail, he's the chief minister of Delhi also. So I think we need to move forward, and the best way is to create the path so that we can live together again, and we can move forward for a peaceful Manipur and a united Manipur.
Luwang, kindly supplement some points.
One small correction, I think when they talk about classification, control and appeal rules, 1965, I think I wrongly mentioned the part. The correct part should be, the correct rule should be Part 4, Rule 10 2A, or rather 2. Part 4, Rule 10, Sub-Rule 2. This should be the correct provision. My apologies.
For the viewers. And Luwang, kindly add some points to what Tamo Satyajeet just opined regarding the changes happening around here and in the change of the new laws that has just come out?
Yes, the law, basically the new laws which have come into effect from today, I think 1st of July. Basically, these are designed to meet the technological advances, which is happening all around us, like the digital, service of summons, and when you have other digital modes of communications, as a way of trial procedures. So these are happenings which are bound to happen either today or tomorrow. But the question which has been raised by the other side, or the other narrative, I would say, I'm not the other side, but it falls within that whole political spectrum. Now the one political spectrum is saying that these are all not required changes, which deserves a 3 separate acts, and this could have been done by way of amendments in the existing laws, IPC, Evidence Act, and all that. Then that's their own take or reading. But I would say, personally speaking, as a lawyer, these are good changes which are which need to be introduced at one point of time, because we have to also see the changes around around us on a digital platform with the old laws of 1872 and all that. Those are little, they have become a little obsolete. So all these technical and the real changes on the ground, those acts have to be drafted in that way. But again, there could be some sections which are prone to legal challenges. That we will see a little later on. I mean, I can contemplate, or I can speculate a number of writ petitions coming up challenging specific provisions of the particular
of the newly introduced acts.
3 acts. So let's see how it unfolds in public domain. That is for us to see. Yeah, but overall, I would say that more or less most of the provisions, as I know them, seems to be fine.
Okay.
Or seem to be fine.
All these are good for the new India.
India and
for new country.
The new awakening, the digital revolution, whatever. We said that there have been only 2 revolutions: agricultural revolution, and then we talk about industrial revolution, and now we are having that software revolution. The computer revolution. So
artificial
these are all technical challenges.
On the rise.
Artificial intelligence is again could be the next revolution, which has a lot of other implications, taking away jobs, and then enough room for frauds, because sometimes that artificial intelligence technology could be so advanced that we are not able to distinguish whether it is actual or artificial intelligence in terms of visuals, audio, and all that. A lot of things have also come up. These are all technical challenges which you have to meet somehow. Not only on the criminal trial side, but also on all aspects of life. This is a change which is bound to happen, and we have to meet them.
Thank you, Tamo. And as there is a time factor, we will wrap up with this session for today. And lastly, coming to the last session, I would like to thank all the panelists for sharing their opinions and giving us the time to take part in the show. Thank you, Tamo.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, see you again on next Monday with another more topic on the next Monday on this show again. Till then, have a great time. Thank you.